Hi, this is Universal 144. Tuesday may matter because Tuesday is ruled by the planet Mars. Okay. So it's masculine traits. It can be a really negative vibration war. In a high vibration, it is war of the masculine trait in a positive aspect, which basically means how you temper yourself in society. And patience is a virtue with Mars. Okay? Strategic planning, blah, blah, blah. I just spit that out, so somebody needs to pay attention to that. So basically like the upload download that I just said. Okay, so somebody needs to be expanding, or somebody already has expanded on who they pick to be in their direct vicinity, like that they tell things to. Okay, so somebody is expanding on this. Like it's almost like somebody's like looking into you. I look a hot mess. Okay, I went to freaking work. So that Roman axiom, like keep your friends close and your enemies closer, is coming up here, and that's going to backfire in somebody's face. Okay, because when people don't communicate, they're like soul family. Whether this is like direct family, whether this is romantic relationship, any aspect of a relationship form, what will be your downfall is trying to play the opposite side of the fence. It's like, not my monkeys, not my circus type thing, right? The less you say, the better off you are, right? People can form their own conclusions over time. What are you really going to do to change the situation? When you do try to tell somebody or warn somebody about something, you basically rob that individual soul from the soul tie with that person that was going to teach them through whatever means. Okay? Whatever experience. Hopefully that made sense. Yeah, so when you move away from the dramas of others, okay, because you're kind of guilty by association. You associate more, you entertain more of this drama. Like, if somebody's upset because you told them and warned them about something, right, and they're just like, oh, and then they get like full force involved in it. And this happened, in my experience recently. And I was just like, you know what, why am I even telling somebody this? Like, why am I even freaking letting people know who to trust and who not to, right? I should just sit back and eat fucking popcorn. Really, that's really the best thing you can do right now. Because if you put yourself into it, you become it. Guilty by association. Okay? When you put yourself in crazy shoes, right? Or around people who haven't figured it out yet, not that they're any more above or below you, but if they haven't figured it out yet, you're robbing them from an experience that they need to have personally with that individual. And when you come in and try to warn somebody about something, quit playing God, for lack of a better word. Okay? Quit playing that with people. People make their own decisions. Okay? Now, if this is something totally unlawful that is happening to someone and you're not speaking up, right? That you know is happening to somebody unbeknownst to them, I would suggest you say something. And if you don't want to go to the individual who it's being done to, right, there are other ways to go about it to open their eyes and go to somebody that can actually correct the situation. Okay? There's that. This is super powerful. Because if you don't, the situation that I'm seeing right now is like super tedious. Like, just like murky, ugly, stupid, low vibe tribe. Bullshit. Okay? This could be in any form. Okay? And they're like showing me like people like just a person on the sidewalk that's hurt calling out help, and people are just like walking by them. Like the typical stigma of New York, right, is that people just walk by people when they're hurting and this and that, and don't even make eye contact and this and that, and don't even try to help. That's kind of like a stigma. It depends on what street you're on. But anyway, back at the ranch here. So that's what I was being shown. So somebody is like using that programming, and sometimes that programming, well, depends on what level you're at to be able to help. Like, helping is not necessarily getting involved in the situation physically and in the moment, but maybe going to a payphone or something like that, or on your cell phone and calling 911, knowing that 911 might not be there for like freaking 2 hours. But if you know CPR and you know somebody's looking like they're about to freaking croak, you can tell by respirations, heart rate, sweating, this and that, right? If you're a medical, if you see something like that and you just pass them by on the street, holy shit. Like in Kansas City, when I did my EMS shit, they had this law that if you were off work, right, and you were working, you know, for the fire department, whatever, or maybe a ER tech, and you saw an accident, but you were off the clock, then there was no harm, no foul if you got out of your vehicle to go help the person, because you were actually trained. So they couldn't use your scope of practice against you if you were off the clock, because a lot of people just pass by accidents, and there was a lot of gang activity in certain areas, okay, to where medical workers that actually knew what they were doing didn't want to stop because they didn't want to get sued, okay, or they didn't want to have it come back on them and their company, but they're off the clock. That's why when we took lunch breaks and stuff and we left the building, the premise of the hospital, we had to clock out. And it wasn't just in case we got into a car accident, the company wasn't liable, because that's stupid. If you left on your lunch break, that doesn't make any sense. It's really the fact, the prior that I just said, channeling like a mofo. So there's that. Take it how it resonates. You can apply this in any aspect of your life, right? But there are ways to inform those who can do more than you at the moment, right? When you see somebody being treated a certain way, or somebody who needs help, okay? And when doing so, no, not my monkeys, not my circus. Don't get over involved with somebody whom may slow you down because they have problems that they only, to each their own, right? Okay, that's where I'm gonna leave it. That's where I'm gonna leave it. Hopefully that helped.